All right, hello everybody. Welcome back one final time here on this fine Tuesday night. Yes, it is Tuesday. Just confirming. The days always tend to get lost here, but not lost to me is the fact that we got ourselves a good match about to start up here. Excited to see it for a variety of reasons. One of them, of course, being the fact that we have Reboot coming back in, a returning team from Season 1, a team that continually improved over time, showing some great stuff. Their defense is always strong, and now the rest of the game definitely coming along for their team. But speaking of teams, well, there is one, there's not one, who knows? But over here on the orange side, it's Tint. There is no team, Tint. And very intriguing, why because we've got Guygasm coming in with White Dragon, Rad Nathan, and Late Toast. And yes, you did see that right. We have ourselves, well, once again on Team Tint, 2 Rad Ready at Dawn developers here, but a little bit of a different one. Kind of switching out Dave for Nathan. How about that? So always elusive on that all-dev team. Was just mentioning it to Subtlety before we started, or as we ended the last stream a little bit. That Season 1 OC4 team from Ready at Dawn. White Dragon, Special Delivery, and of course David. The match that never happened versus Eclipse. Almost did. Of course, Rad and Nathan here. One of the, again, the long-time, well-known devs, always playing matches, whether pubs, privates, or otherwise. He's definitely a supremely skilled player. Played plenty of matches with him, and again, the aforementioned pubs and private matches, either way. You know, a strong defender, great team player in general. So I'm really excited to see this match as Late Toast gets the early shot here for Tint. 2 points on the board first. Hello to the chat. See one Boosty Boy in there. Shout out to you. And for those who have not done so yet, go follow him on Twitch here. One of the frequent streamers of Echo VR. Princess as well asking why did the bot not put the game is starting? No, I'm not sure. Sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to play nice, and most of the time it works. Every now and then it just takes a nap, I guess. But we're not taking any naps here as this launch and these just back and forth plays go out from these two teams. You can see the stuns going out here. Very dangerously close to the goal as that disc will be retained by Delusion. Now, Delusion losing it. Delusion, I guess, as Late Toast goes for a nice pass, but look at that. Slapped out of there, knocked out by Neon. There was a lot of interference being ran, but yeah, right back to the tunnel it goes. Some more good stuns coming in now from Tint here on Orange. And it will be Late Toast eventually getting there first, immediately flinging it to the mid lane. It's going to get to the hands of, well, actually, Delusion. So Delusion letting the disc loose on the goal, couldn't find it, and Late Toast did, getting there with some efficiency on those stacks. Now an immediate pass on over, but Late Toast again on the defense there on Neon. That said, more retention coming in for the team here on Reboot. Just back to back on these rebounds. Maybe going to find themselves an anchored goal, but no, a rebound. Could they get it again? No. So knocked loose and some heavy-handed defense. Some brawls coming in now from Tint. They're off and to the races as they try to find that disc with a little bit of an overshoot. Won't miss it for too long. Guy gets the disc, has to avoid Delusion. Two players from the good old days. I mean, it's still the good old days, but even the good older days, 2017, some of those original players, lots of them, in fact, all up in this match, including some original developers. So Guy over there on the bounce will get it over to Nathan. Nathan trying to go the opposite way to Late Toast or perhaps White Dragon. White Dragon up high, back to the general vicinity of Nathan, but he had left that initial anchor and moved to the nest, so just trying to collect themselves and collect the disc. The great pass down below, but oh, losing it out is a Late Toast. So right back into the midfield. And right back on the stacks, trying to get there in time to attempt to deny that three-point shot lined up from Neon. So they'll pull ahead now by 8 points based off the good hit there from Neon. Definitely a frequent flyer, frequent scorer since last season. And preseason even. Always putting up big stats here on every end of the floor. Now that said, it seems like we must have indeed gotten a restart being called. Not quite sure what the deal was exactly, but I do believe they're on their way to go hit that button at some point. So in the meantime, just going to sit here at the nest, at the old dinner table, I guess. And maybe it's a connection problem? I'm not quite sure. I mean, everyone's still in here. So we're going to keep going with it, I suppose, and just see what the remainder of this match provides us. But yeah, for those who are joining and maybe haven't seen Tint match. And these players before, again, mentioned, I mean, Guygasm, a veteran since the old OC4. I don't know why that slipped my mind. The OC4 and beyond, you know, for ESL tournaments. He made it as well to IEM Katowice 2017. I mean, we're talking about a finalist here, multi-time finalist. He's been to many lands, whether as a player or as just a community member, spectator, much like me last time around about a year ago. And yeah, of course, White Dragon, Rad Nathan P. You know, met them in real life multiple times, and a lot of people meeting them in the game plenty of times. And they're always, you know, good guys, fun to be around. Late Toast here, one of the players who made their debut in VRML last season / preseason on some different teams. Most recently, I do believe Chaos. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Nebula. I might have made a mix-up in there somewhere. In any case, Late Toast is there. There is no team now. Filling out that roster as well. Now, of course, on the other side of things, Neon mentioned the high scoring. Dipman bears mentioning. Dipman kind of the low-key, one of the low-key champions of the league. Really, I mean, the rookie league, his rookie team had won the Rookie Cup back in, what was it, May, I believe, early May. Also, Seal Cup winner, if I am correct. I know that's a stat people like to throw around, so definitely Dipman known for that kind of stuff and trying to show his stuff here in this season of VR Master League. So the Joust out coming here. Being taken by Rad Nathan. And Nathan over to Guy. Guy looking on the other side. Some good man defense being played there by Dipman, but Dipman's now going to retreat into the goal. Meanwhile, from up high, it's Late Toast. So Late Toast with the disc going to back it to the bow tie. And heading over to this shoulder area where, again, still some good defense being played, zoning him off. And you know what? In the right zone for the 2-point goal, it's Nathan. And they're back up by 1 here for There Is No Team. Spire coming on in saying, what I missed? Oh, not too much. Still the first round here, just a few minutes in. There was a brief timeout for some, I assume, tech-related issues, so we were stalling there for a few minutes. But, yeah, otherwise didn't miss too much. Just, yeah, this game here, a couple rad developers, and then plenty of just veteran players. That's what you missed. Always a pleasure watching and casting these teams as they go for the defensive lineup. It will be Tint looking for that collection off of this send-off into the midfield, and will be taken here now. Slap back out and right back to them, so maybe a self-pass, but instead there's Dipman with the disc, getting it stolen off the punch from Guy. Guy looking for the goal. It's exposed and just barely grazing the bottom, but will be dropped off here. A pile-up forming and some stuns certainly unraveling as White Dragon collects it, hands it off to Guy, and Guy with a sky hook, that is, getting the 6th point for Tint. Very nice shot off that handoff, and there you go. B-Love as well in the Twitch chat saying go teams. Talking about the one that there is or just both of them? I say both of them. So Reboot collecting this disc off the Joust. Dipman handing it, or passing it rather, to Neon, but Neon in a rush gets stunned, but right back once and twice. There goes Neon doing what he does. Now that disc is going to float over to the opposite side, up top pockets, trying to get over there to the general area, but Rad Nathan, long bounce, not going to take anything, or make anything there, but they will get the boost. 3 different players for 10th, going to kind of pile in the same general area, looking for a clear. Some more stuns yet, but look at that quickness from Tint on the other side. So they have time to work with. Oh, but some overshoots apparently, so enabling Dipman and Co. as Do It To Him now takes the disc. And maybe they will get a goal. Oh, almost on that opportune moment, but a tough angle. Almost vertical there with that goal. And so could not convert. Now, meanwhile, there's some good maneuverability being shown, but some good grabs being shown. Even from their own team. Well, Guygasm with the disc here. They're going to roll up onto it. Looking maybe for a play to that passing lane, but instead just going to roll right back out eventually to the waiting hands of Late Toast. Now, Dipman gets an intercept and a clear. Once again, off to the races. Some stuns going off, and actually based off of that that ricochet from the bounce. It will still maintain on this side of the floor. Meanwhile, an immediate pass in a hurry. White Dragon burying that shot. 8-3 here. Nice score, but even nicer pass perhaps from Nathan. You can just see the kind of the immediacy with that whole play, but efficient. You know, got that one-on-one goal, and that's the ones that you are going to love to take every single time that you can. So Neon here going to handle the disc over at the logo, as he does go low and try and find that pass, but it's going to take some bad bounces. We'll meet the hands here eventually at the root from White Dragon. You can once more see a lot of these punches going off, but trying to get their stacks all the meanwhile. That's kind of the balance, the push and pull that you tend to get with Echo Arena. Just trying to figure out when you need to brawl, when you need to boost, or when you need to do a little bit of both. Definitely the 4v4 meta these days. Now that we've been kind of established here with 4v4 for the last 8 months or so now, changing from that 3v3 format of the years prior. Yeah, now that it's that case, midfielders, brawlers, things like that, they're all the more useful and handy, because you can still have someone kind of interrupting some stacks and taking out 1, 2, or 3 players out of the equation, and yet you can still have that extra player available for stacks. You know, before, if you dedicated someone exclusively to, you know, midfield, exclusively to goal, or exclusively to brawling, it would kind of leave your options a little bit limited at times, because basically it was just a 2-man game, you know, with your brawler or whatever out of the equation. So with the way that it is now, definitely more conducive to a variety of play styles, a variety of positioning. We see a lot of different teams incorporating some different things. At the moment, a White Dragon trying to incorporate another goal into their possession, but that pass just off, so eventually collecting it as White Dragon, trying to back it out to the midfield. Some aggression coming out defensively right there from Delusion. Right there, then great pass from Guy to White Dragon. Clawing his way in. Once more on the cut. Very similar to the goal that we saw earlier on, maybe once, even twice before. But that is some great efficiency for some nice and easy scores from Tint. Definitely a great way to get it done. Look for those tight-woven cross passes and leave no opportunity, or at least a very slim opportunity, for the defenses to be able to actually recover or save that, just because of the close proximity to the goal. So excellent job here as Reboot still trying to get that through to the other side, struggling to clear. So instead, the shot, and oh my goodness, Guy, well, he gets it. He does it again. It's no surprise. He's been doing that for the last few years now. On and off, that is to say. I'm happy to see Guy back in the game and playing it with regularity. You know, a little bit of a break in between there, but then right back into it. Love to see it. And Dipman, one more bounce attempt there on the clear. 13-3, though, in the first round, going the way of Tint. There is no team. And the reason why I say that, I know it's a little bit redundant, but I feel, you know, with people stopping in who may have not watched a lot of the streams in prior months, you know, just trying to hammer home, even if it's kind of beating a dead horse here, the fact that Tint is, you know, kind of a acronym. I don't think that's the right word. Initialism, I think, is the correct one, yeah? But anyway, I don't know why I'm stalling with all that. So 13-3. As we maybe eventually, as I realize once again, I didn't have my stats up because I am a little bit silly. But nonetheless, we'll at least give you the replays. Long day, folks, a long day. But not complaining, never complaining. Just for posterity, I'll put that up there, but again, no scores. So the teams are restarting here rather quickly because there was that timeout, so they needed to reset the times and such. That would be the reason why. And all the meanwhile, we're going to go to the start of the second round. Don't mind my mistakes. I make none of them. Just kidding. All the time I do. And right here, off the tube, through the catapult, they're going to vault for the disc. They're going to tap it off that side wall. Be retained here by Do It To Him. And for Reboot, just a couple players hanging back there for the joust. And that's one of the other bounces that you'll see sometimes. Sometimes teams wanting to really commit full force to a joust. Other times maybe playing more defensively in that shot. Definitely almost in, but Delusion Still going to guarantee it off that rebound. So not the 3 that they almost had, but still a 2 just the same. That's a good start for Reboot. And Spire asking a question, but almost deja vu. Princess there with the answers before you know it. You scare me sometimes, Princess. In a good way, but scary no less. Everywhere at once. Over here, White Dragon with a disc, going to pass it off to Nathan at the bottom ramp there, or as it's, I suppose, commonly known as the trench as well. I don't know. It's always been a thing. I've always called it ramp, but now that we've got that trench tennis, that trennis we're seeing in matches sometimes, I feel more obligated to call it trench more often. In any case here, though, Do It To Him VR trying to grab the disc. White Dragon slapping it out, but right to the intercepted hands of Neon. Neon couldn't find the pass or the shot. Might have been either one. Do It To Him VR, though. That's definitely a shot, and that's definitely hot on the grab there. Late toast, but right back at him. Do It To Him. Couldn't do it to him, but it will be Rad Nathan going for that slap off to the sidewall. Delusion, once again retaining, doing a bit of a 180 just to gauge the distance between him and the opponents. Trying to find just a little bit of stability if they can. Maybe those back passes definitely going to be handy at the moment, though. Tint not wanting to concede, but almost a 3. But there was Guy in the nick of time with the great grab to deny it. Would not have been good for Tint, going down 5-0 to start off the first couple minutes. In all the meantime, you can see Delusion and Guy going after each other there with the brawls. A pass up high, trying to deliver it perhaps to Do It To Him at the nest, but of course it was being cut off pretty nicely by the defense. And, oh, look at the boost coming in hot. Oh, but another ding there. So on this side of the floor, some missed plays there, but again, just trying to press that advantage if they can. But look at Delusion. Yes, he can get the grab, leaving the offense in all kinds of confusion. Rad Nathan just the same. And look at these defensive plays from Reboot over here. Both sides of the floor, really. I mean, Delusion on that one. He had late toast on this end of the floor about a minute ago with a nice grab. White Dragon coming in again. And Do It To Him with a disc again. So a little bit of ping pong, hot potato. You know how it goes. That's the ebbs and the flows. But Nathan trying to get that pass over here to the upside and now downside and trying to find a teammate in his stride. And look at that. The shot was a little bit wide, but Rad Nathan still the advantageous goal. Kind of a self-pass. Inadvertently, no doubt, but right place, right time. And that's a tied-up game here. I see Aki in there. Oculus Satyr, if memory serves. I'm trying to remember all these names that are not that are mismatched. But yeah, Oculus Satyr, I think, in there. Amazing Hippo as well. Shout out to you guys. And I see a Klob again, as well as Spire. And Swirl, is that right? Yes, Swirl. Squirrel? I don't know. I'm going to go back to the game now. So over here, it's going to go to the side wedge. Dipman trying to contest that one, but White Dragon's going to take that away. Now, spreading the floor here, Nathan covered off by Dipman, but still a couple options for White Dragon. And now Nathan breaking away just a little bit, but getting kind of broken there with the stuns. That said, still gets it to the other side at the very least. There's a quick stack, so forcing the issue and forcing him to get rid of it there. Will be retained here by White Dragon. Up high to late toast, and one more handoff pass, but maybe one too many as it does get back to Neon now. And now opportunity perhaps at the advantage, if they can. Well, not of Reboot, because there's a secondary stack. See, it's always risky, even on a commentator's end, because you see one stack is broken up and you think, okay, well, the other team's going to be there. But then, no, they come through with the secondary stacks and cause all kinds of confusion with that speed. But that's the beauty of 4v4 and its whole meta as they go in here for a great pass off the backboard. And Rad Nathan with a very nice shot. Touching it off the backboard, and it's up to 4 on the scoreboard here over Reboot. And Klob asking, do I have a loud mechanical controller? Or, just a gamepad. It's a little bit close to my face, but that's because it's being very testy with me lately. And it's disconnecting at times, so I have to kind of be careful how I hold it, lest you guys be left without a cameraman. Or at least a free camera for a few minutes while it takes me to replug it. So I'm sorry. Clickety-clack, we're going to go right back to the game. Up here, it's Guy Gasm with the disc. He has White Dragon, he has Late Toast, he has Nathan, and finally, on the third option, they found the cross-cutting player, and they get the goal. It's up 6-2 with 4:17 remaining. Oh, my controller is silent. Still silent? Either way, because I do notice it's a couple times when I'm rewatching streams, I do hear my controller clacks occasionally, so I thought that was what you're referring to. But my bad. I'm glad that I didn't make a blunder, even though I did it on purpose right after. As do it to him. Oh, gets it right in for the 3-point shot. That's nice. They're up to a 1-point deficit now, so still cutting into that lead. You got 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining. That's plenty of time to score. And as is always the case, especially for a last stream of the night, if you can end this one with a third round, I'm all for it. I know probably at this point when the teams come and watch these VODs later on and watch what they've done, they always hear me say that. I'm sure they're quite often saying, no, shut up, Door. We don't want the round 3. We want to sweep. But you know what? That's my bias. I'm always rooting for the third round every single time. So either or, the entertainment coming through for sure. At the moment, the nice formation here on the floor. Look at that spacing. Kind of in a rectangle. Now there you go. Floor to ceiling. They got a lot of options, but they just find the direct path instead. White Dragon makes it happen, and they're up by 4 again. What does VOD stand for? Video on demand. Yeah, so after the match ends, that's the replays and what have you. There's another name for it. I'm not sure. I just go with VOD. If that's all right. But all right, so down by 4 points and needing to kind of make a rebuttal here. They want to stay in into this round and force that third. Reboot only down by 4. Historically, showing some good defense this time. Oh, off the head of Dipman. So that is a rough turnaround, but a great hit nonetheless if you're on Tint. And they're going to definitely enjoy themselves that advantage because now their buffer is up here 12-5, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. There's still time, but the last few goals here in a fairly short time span has definitely been advantageous for Tint and just kind of keeping them in the driver's seat in that sense. So trying for a little bit of slow plays, but maybe a brief miscommunication and well, there you go. That's going to be the exclamation on this round, perhaps. That is a 10-point lead now. And with not too much time remaining, that's possibly the pillow that they need there on that lead to kind of comfortably ride into the sunset here for Tint on this Tuesday evening. Spire's saying, all right, I'm going to head out later. Thanks for stopping by for this stream and the last one. So with a last minute of gameplay here will be a clear from a Late Toast. And off into the bubble as the lightly boosted Dipman comes through and a much stronger boosted Tint flying in. White Dragon getting stunned. A Late Toast just watching kind of helplessly from the back as they get the clear here for Reboot. Now some more grabs and steals and what have you going through. The grabs from White Dragon now trying to separate out for maybe. Wow. A very tough angle, but it was pretty close, all things considered. Right under the feet. Now that said, White Dragon with another handoff here to Guy. And now they're going to separate here on the stack. So some pretty nice positioning, some great passing play. And look at that angle. So Nathan, nice shot off that backboard. That is a pretty difficult one to hit from, at least speaking as someone who just never was good with backboard shots. Not my forte. Straight line, no problem. Backboard, I suddenly go back to elementary school and try and figure out how to make it happen with rather limited success. But that's a very nice touch from Nathan. We've seen a few of those plays today alone from Tint, just making those backboarded shots happen. Do it to him, VR, getting it lost here by Guy and a White Dragon, and that's going to end the round. Will be 17 points, favoring the fine folk on Tint. And 5 over here for Reboot. So that will be the sweep going in their favor for Tint here, but still, and just, yeah, fun match and fun to see these players and that team play at work for sure. So hopefully we got the stats for you now. It might be partial stats. I think it is indeed, as yeah, that's just the stats for the round because I made an oops and didn't have the stats bot up earlier. So that's all right. Nonetheless, it was 8 points for Nathan here, 6 for White Dragon in this round, as well as the 20 stuns for White Dragon. We had 3 assists from Late Toast and the 1 assist, 1 save, 24 stuns for Guy. Meanwhile, on Reboot's side, it was 2 points for Delusion, along with a assist, save, steal, and 8 stuns. Dipman contributing the save and 10 stuns. We had Neon with the save and 12 stuns, and then Do It to him with the 3-point hit, as well as a save, steal, and 3 stuns. So that will be the round indeed. I think all around just, a lot of it going the favor of Tint, mainly because, as is, frequently the case with those shots taken, you see the 72% differential there, 72 to 28% on shot attempts, and yeah, it's just those rebounds, those extra shots, definitely able to capitalize. But Reboot, as a team that's never going to make it easy on that defensive end, they will stifle you and kind of force you to take multiple attempts to get your goal finally. But yeah. So that is the story of that game. There are your highlights on the screen. To the Twitch chat who joined us all morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Appreciate you guys. Boosty Boy, one Boosty Boy with the GGs. And again, go follow one Boosty Boy over there, frequent streamer of Echo Arena. Got Swirl there with some sobbing. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't my doing. B-Love saying Goog Games, all. Great casting, Pally. Appreciate that, B-Love. And yeah, all right, so I think that'll do it for us here at VR Master League. As always, we're going to have a lot more matches to come tomorrow. That is kind of the running theme for the remainder of, I think, all our lives. There are a lot of matches tomorrow. So, with that said, it's been fun. I've been Palidore. This has been VRML, Season 2, Week 3. Thank you to all our sponsors, of course, in ProTube VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, Fixed Gaming, and VRware. And you should be aware of our great mods just as well. Wit, Nada, Sneaky Evil, Princess Alacost, Gilligan, Echo Zero, and Dano McFabulous. Thanks as well to our casting crew who contributed throughout the day, whether it was Swift, had a lot of cams and casted matches today, along with a Nightfire casted a couple. We had Mini Hat making his cams debut, I believe. Sputnik Cobra, Skinny, so much for subtlety. A lot of people definitely helping out today on the casting, and yeah, continuing to get it done. I think we're around the 80% mark of teams casted, active teams casted. Now, of course, the good trouble is that every week now, we've gone up around 8 to 10 new active teams from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. So now we're up to 158 or so, which I just counted out before the stream started. So that's a story and pretty amazing, honestly. But anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm going to stop. So thanks again. I've been Palidore. It's been VRML. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, be good to each other, and we'll see you again tomorrow.